Introduction. The Ottomans were a family from a small town in Turkey long ago. They became one of the most important families in history. This is the story of how one family made a big empire that lasted about 600 years. The start of an empire. A man called Ottoman I started the empire. He was the leader of a small town called Sogut. He had big ideas for the future. One day, Ottoman had a dream that he would make a great empire and become a powerful leader. In time, Ottoman's dream came true as he and his family used their power to take over many cities and towns. Sultans. The leader of the Ottoman Empire was called a sultan. The sultan had a lot of power, like a king. Ottoman was the first sultan. After Ottoman died, a new sultan took his place. Then another sultan came after that. Each new sultan used his fast horses to take more towns, and the empire continued to grow. Constantinople. Long ago, the city of Istanbul was called Constantinople. It was one of the greatest cities in the Old World. Hagia Sophia was its greatest church. The Ottomans wanted Constantinople. They wanted to make it their home. Mehmed II. The seventh sultan after Ottoman was named Mehmed II, 1444 to 1446, 1451 to 1481. He decided to take Constantinople. First, he stopped ships from going in or out of the city. Then he attacked. He used a new weapon called a cannon, which broke down the city walls. He used many soldiers to finally take the city. The battle took many days. Christianity and Islam. Old Constantinople was Christian, but the Ottomans were Muslim. The Ottomans changed many things. They changed the biggest church called the Hagia Sophia into a mosque, which it still is today. The Blue Mosque was also built by the Ottomans. It is one of the most beautiful mosques ever built. Soldiers and slaves. The Ottomans were Muslims, but non-Muslims could stay in the empire. However, there was a tax for non-Muslims. Some children, mostly Christian boys, were taken from their families as a tax. The smartest were sent to special schools. The others were trained to be soldiers. All of them had to follow Islam. Art and design. Many of the Ottomans loved art. Constantinople became home to artists from all over the empire. These artists made Constantinople into the most beautiful city in the world. Ottoman art is famous for its detailed designs. The designs can be seen on many things, especially on the walls of mosques. Business and money. How did the Ottomans pay for everything? The Ottoman Empire was between Europe and Asia. They made a lot of money by buying and selling things to the east and west. The Ottomans became rich. Wars in the south and east. But the Ottomans were not satisfied. They wanted more land. In time, they took Egypt, Iran, and Arabia. They controlled most of the Muslim countries in the world, and important Muslim cities like Mecca in Arabia. They felt strong and rich. They were ready to fight Europe. Suleiman the Magnificent. Suleiman, 1520 to 1566, was the greatest of all the Ottoman sultans. He was the leader of the Muslim world. Constantinople was the greatest city in the world, but he wanted more land, so he attacked Europe and Asia. War in Europe. Suleiman and the Ottomans won many battles against the Europeans. They took a lot of territory in Europe. Christians in Europe were very afraid of the Ottomans. Parents told children that if they were not quiet, an Ottoman would get them. The Ottomans even attacked Vienna in the middle of Europe, but the European armies stopped them. The end of the empire. The Ottoman Empire fought on the losing side in World War I. By October of 1918, the Ottomans were out of the war. During peace talks, the empire was divided up. In 1923, the Republic of Turkey was born. Today, the Republic of Turkey is an interesting country. Every year, many tourists visit to enjoy its beaches, art, food, and historical sites. In fact, we can still see many things from the time of the Ottoman Empire. If you go to Istanbul, which used to be Constantinople, you can see many of the Ottoman buildings talked about in this book.